I'm going to tell you how to get 3 stars in the Season 4 Behind Enemy Lines Demolitions trial. In Season 4, we got a whole lot of really cool new trials, and if you're anything like me, you've been kind of blasting your way through them. And if you like blasting things, this is the perfect trial for you because it features demolitions weapons. In this trial, your objective is simple. You have 90 seconds, that's 1.5 minutes, to blast your way through 45 enemies to get 3 stars. Keep in mind, this is a live fire training exercise, so the enemies do shoot back and you can be killed. If you're killed, you get 0 stars for that attempt. But we're not really going to worry about that because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know to get through all these enemies, no problem. Before starting the trial, you can choose up to 2 weapons out of the 4 choices on the wall. The 4 weapons on the wall are the SCAR, the M4, the MGL grenade launcher, and the RPG. And I'm sure you can complete this trial with any of these weapons. My preference was the M4 and the MGL grenade launcher. So let me explain those choices real quick here. I wanted one of the assault rifles, so at that point it's really between the SCAR and the M4, and I have nothing against the FN SCAR, but the M4 just holds more ammo. That gives you more time before you have to reload, so I went with the M4 over the SCAR, and for the same reason I chose the MGL grenade launcher over the RPG. So now that we've got the weapons all picked out, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through my 3-star attempt. I was able to finish this in just under that minute and 30 seconds, but I want to hear from you guys. Post your best time and a link to a video if you have one down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check them out. About 1 second before the trial begins, you'll see an enemy come around this corner. What you should do is go ahead and shoot the red barrel right next to him, and that thing's going to explode and take that guy with him. And we're going to keep doing this throughout the rest of the trial, because most of these enemies are dumb enough to stand right next to explosive barrels. This dummy standing on the stairways also got an explosive barrel next to him, so you know what to do. After that first guy, you're going to see a big cluster of enemies down near the explosive barrels down below. Shoot one of those barrels, and that's going to take out the whole group of enemies. You're going to see another group of enemies standing at the top of the stairs. Blow them up. There are going to be 2 more explosive barrels, one near one of the windows of the building across from you, and one down low. Both of these barrels are kind of hard to hit unless you're using one of the rifles. By the way, you cannot switch these rifles to single shot mode as far as I know because they've got launchers equipped on them as well. I didn't really use those launchers, but I just wanted to make you aware of that. Go ahead and run around the outskirts of the map to this house, and then you'll see one enemy who survived the onslaught who tries to run away from you. Make sure he doesn't get away. After you've cleared out the runner, what you're going to do is you're going to see another near a barrel right next to an ammo cache. Now you can probably get through this mission without grabbing all this ammunition, but I like ammo, so I grabbed as much as I could before I continued. Up ahead on the left, just above the domination point, you've got 2 more enemies and 1 explosive barrel. There are a bunch more enemies scattered around the entrance of the cave, and they're standing right next to a couple of really explosive looking trucks with explosive barrels. Now we've only got 3 more groups of enemies left. The first group is going to be in the first entrance on the left of the cave, and this group is kind of 2 mini groups. The first part of this group can be destroyed by destroying that first explosive barrel that you see on your left, and the next group of enemies I'd highly recommend using the rifle. I'm not aware of any explosives near them, and that's just a little bit far for a grenade launcher or an RPG to be effective. Alright, only 2 more groups of enemies to go, and then I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel. Or you could just subscribe now and save yourself the trouble later. The next group is a lot like the group we just took out, in that there are going to be some guys standing right by the entrance to the cave, and a few more a little bit farther away. And finally, in the last room of the cave here, you've got kind of 4 little groups of enemies. You've got guys on the right, guys just in front of you, and then you've also got guys to the left by the truck, and another one to their left on the upper level. Pull out that grenade launcher and just go to town. You've got 6 shots and 4 groups of enemies. I trust you can handle this. I also trust that if this trials guide helped you out, then some of my other trials guides might be of use to you too, and I've got a whole playlist full of those on the screen right now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And as always, thank you very much for watching.